Good morning. I know, right? The voice is over here at the piano. Hello. I saw everyone look and then go, oh, where are we? Yes, welcome to Unitarian Universalist of Salem. I am Stephanie. I'm always glad to be in worship with you. There are some great things happening at UU Salem, and one of them is an upgrade of the AV system, and you're going to hear a little bit more about that. And so today, we get to use the hymnals. Oh yeah, I am a hymn enthusiast, and so I am very excited. You have a fabulous resource here. It is the gray book called the Singing the Living Tradition, and it is either in front of you, or if you are on the front row, you want to reach under, and we're going to use both of the resources today. One is the gray hymnal, and then there is also a teal songbook. And I will announce the numbers each time. Our opening hymn is number 6, Just As Long As I Have Breath. So please rise in body or spirit and turn to hymn number 6 in the gray songbook. And if you're even hankering to read some parts, they're there. You know, let's find out who's an alto, a tenor, or a bass. Here we go. Just as long as I have breath, I must answer yes to life. Though with pain I made my way, still with hope I meet each day. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to life. Just as long as vision lasts, I must answer yes to truth. In my dream and in my dark, always that elusive spark. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to life. Just as long as my heart beats, I must answer yes to truth. In my dream, pierced me through, I kept on loving you. If they ask what I did best, tell them I said yes to love. Beautiful singing, thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Salem. As Stephanie said, for those of you in person, you noticed potentially that you were not able to look at the centering thought as you centered yourselves. However, luckily, Doc, our slide guru, Guy's the guy that plays the piano. Doc is the person who does the slides. Doc has still created slides, and Lisa Laramone's art is still on the welcome slide. It's just that those watching online get to see it now, and those of us in person get to go to the link after the service to see it. So let's turn to camera 2 and give a big shout out, hello to our friends online. We are so glad that we're there, we really are. So yes, there are AV tech upgrades coming. And as soon as we make the decision of precisely what we want those to look like, then the process of doing it takes place, which, as you know, can at times take a little bit of time. Therefore, think of this as a reflective pause. You are able to regain the skill of reading the hymnal, which you just demonstrated. And you might have to look at the speaker or the windows and the beautiful nature outside instead of the slides. Hopefully this will be a transformative experience for you. Today starts a new month, February, still in the midst for nature that comes with winter. And although we have had some very cold days, recently there's been a little bit of rain to clear the air. And according to my weather app on my phone, thicker rain, sometimes called snow, is lurking. We'll see if it appears. February is also thought of as a transition month, edging towards the end of winter and slowly the new growth of spring. But there is no hurry, as winter can invite us to rest, restore, and possibly look within to see what transformation lies dormant within us, waiting for us to explore. As Marley Ferguson says, transformation is a journey without a final destination.
We come together this morning to remind one another to rest for a moment on the forming edges of our lives, to resist the headlong tumble into the next moment until we claim for ourselves awareness and gratitude, taking the time to look into one another's faces and see the communion between us, the reflection in each other's eyes. This house of laughter and silence, memory and hope is hallowed by our presence. Repeat after me. Love is our doctrine.
Love is our doctrine.
Here we seek to create a joyful home of free religious exploration.
Here we seek to create a joyful home of free religious exploration.
Build a community of caring fellowship. Nurture the hopes and serve the needs of our world.
The piece of music is by Eric Kaz, and it's called I Cross My Heart. As we look into the future, just as far as we can see, let's make each tomorrow the best that it can be.
We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. Each week, we light 3 chalices. The first is for this congregation, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Salem. The second is for our partner church in Šimenfalva, Transylvania, Romania. And our third for our children and youth in lifespan religious education and in our world at large. Let us sing our flames into life.
I know we sing this every week, but this time there's no words in front of you. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Yes. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Good morning. Is this on? There we go. I got to hold it up closer. Hi. Anybody young at heart, young people, or anybody that would like to come up front and sit with us while I read a story? This month we are exploring the practice of inclusion, and I love how the connection groups and the RE do the same subjects. I think that's great. So I have a story I want to read called The Fox and the Stork. One day, Fox invites stork, bear, wolf, and monkey to dinner. Fox spends all day cooking a wonderful soup that is served in wide bowls. Most of them eat until they are full, thanking Fox for the fine meal. But when stork tries to eat, they cannot get any of the soup out of the dish, and they go away frustrated and hungry. Stork then invites fox, woodpecker, monkey, and pigeon to dinner and cooks a wonderful stew, which they serve in tall, fluted glasses. When fox tries to lap up the food, all they can do is lick the top of the glass, meaning they go away frustrated and hungry after watching the others eat. Monkey watches the 2 dinners and decides to have their own dinner party, inviting each person to bring their favorite plate, bowl, or cup to eat from. When the guests arrive, Monkey fills each person's dish, and every person gets to eat and enjoy the company of their friends. Monkey was thinking ahead, wasn't he? Yeah. Now we're going to do the love arch and head back to the RE. Oh, sorry, Annie's got birthday cards. I'm still new at this.
Hi, you guys. How are you? Good. I've got some birthday cards here for February. Is Harry here? Nope. Gary. Sierra. I know. I always am sad when I have so many to give out, but you know what? They go in the mail, so it's okay. Peter or Luca. And then I've got Joseph and Evan and Hannah. And an extra. Does anyone have a February birthday? No February birthdays. That's okay. Thank you for being here today. And remember, when it's your birthday month, come the first Sunday and I will get you a birthday card. And I'll make sure all of our other friends get their birthday cards. So hopefully they'll come back and say hi, and you guys can say hi and happy birthday to them. Okay? Okay. Now we can do the love arch. Thank you.
Let's form a love arch and sing our song. Wherever you walk, walk in love. Wherever you walk, walk in. Wherever you walk in peace. Wherever you walk, walk in beauty all around you. Our hearts go with you. Wherever you walk, walk in love. Wherever you walk, walk in peace. Wherever you walk in beauty all around you. Our hearts go with you.
Compassion. Etheric Echo states, the most powerful medicine isn't prescribed by doctors, but flows from peace of mind, peace in heart, and peace of soul. When we quiet the storms in our minds, soften the aches in our hearts, and nurture the light in our souls, we find that wellness blooms like spring flowers after rain. For it is in these sacred moments of stillness, when our thoughts settle like leaves on calm water, when our hearts beat in rhythm with life's simple joys, when our souls find their home in quiet acceptance, that our deepest healing begins. Medicine may mend the body, but it is peace that mends the whole of who we are. May we nurture the peace within us so that we may foster compassion for others. And gratitude. The transformation of gratitude through reminding yourself that what you have and what you have done with your life. The transformation of being okay with who you are. How would that change your view of the world? Would focusing on what you are grateful for in your own life allow you to take more risks? Be satisfied with what you have? Work on things you enjoy that are self-expressive. Enjoy the beauty of a clear winter night and the stars above. Let us follow the path of compassion and gratitude.
Good morning. I'm Eric Schumann, your Lifeline's lay minister this morning, and it is my privilege to share with you the 3 sorrows and 1 joy that have been written in our book in the foyer this morning. The first one is from Brenna. The immigrants our government are trying to deport include many good friends and their families and students, sending good thoughts to them and all who are affected. Nadine, this is from Nadine. Many immigrants and refugees have already had their lives turned upside down. I know and love many of them. Please send prayers, wishes, and blessings to our newer neighbors. Also, please send blessings to our friends in Mexico, Canada, Panama, and Greenland. This one is from Chris. My nephew was hit by a drunk driver 3 years ago this month. He lost both of his legs. He's mastered his prosthetic legs, but continues to struggle with surgeries. Please keep him in mind as he travels on his journey through life. And a joy from Craig Rowland. My chalice lighting and closing words were just published by the UUA on the worship web. Yay! So Lifeline's lay ministers are folks you can identify by our lavender stoles and badges, and we're here for you. We're here for you in times of joy, in times of sorrow, during your life's challenges. You can reach us through the UU Salem webpage, and that's one way to reach us. Another is sending us an email, which is published there. And we are available to meet at the Lifelines table in the fellowship hour directly after church. And today I will be there among other Lifelines ministers and Kimber, the therapy dog. We have one more candle to light for all of those unspoken joys and sorrows that remain in our heart. Also, next week, February 9th, we have Compassionate Connections, which is immediately after the service. And that's an opportunity for anyone who would like a little extra hands-on caring from Lifeline's lay ministers and others to receive that right after church up here at the front.
Thank you, Laurie Ann, for your hand signals.
Our heart song this morning is a very simple song if you want to center yourself without holding any music. If you would like to follow along, it's in the Teal book, number 1002. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Sing with me. Sing with me. Sing with me. Sing with me, oh my soul. Sing with me. Sing with me. Sing with me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
I'd like to say before I do my reading that I am all for the transformative, but I'm still pushing for that winter. and the title of my reading is Winter. Let us not wish away the winter. It is a season to itself, not simply the way to spring. When the trees rest, growing no leaves, gathering no light, they let in sky and trace themselves delicately against dawns and sunsets. The clarity and brilliance of the winter sky delight. The loom of fog softens edges, lulls the eyes and ears of the quiet, awakens the risk, the unquiet. A low, dark sky can snow, please. Emblem of individuality, liberality, and aggregate power. Snow invites to contemplation and to sport. I'm a teacher and I really would like to have a snow day. Winter is a table set with ice and starlight. Winter dark tends to warm light, fire and candle. Winter cold to hugs and huddles. Winter want to gifts and sharing. Winter danger to visions, plans, and common endeavoring, and the zest of narrow escapes. Winter tedium to merrymaking. Let us therefore praise winter, rich in beauty, challenge, and pregnant negativities.
My mom wrote out a saying for me and my brother that we hung on the wall. She wrote it out in pretty cursive writing, a different color for each line, on a small note-sized piece of paper with a little flower at the bottom. I remember hanging it on my bulletin board and glancing at it each time as I walked by. It said, "Develop good habits early in life, because the older one gets, the more like oneself one becomes." And I thought the author was Dr. Carl Jung. That piece of paper traveled with me throughout the years from house to house, hanging on the wall, and over time it started to fade, but you could still make out the lines. Develop good habits early in life, because the older one gets, the more like oneself one becomes. At first, I took that advice literally, like making my bed every morning, trying to brush my teeth, after every meal, like that happened, doing my homework. And so this would produce a sense of guilt when I wouldn't get these things done. And sometimes I really resented that statement. But I noticed I never took it off the wall. Over time, I started wondering if it meant something more than the tangible activities of daily life. It's as though she were trying to ingrain the idea that one can transform during a lifespan, the outcome being dependent on what one focuses on. Transformation. Unitarian Universalist shared values includes the concept of transformation. The idea that we as humans adapt to an ever-changing world. Through our spiritual practice, we can transform and grow both spiritually and ethically throughout our lives. This time of year, the Earth is going through a transformation as well. Even with climate change, the Earth still tries to have its seasons. And today, February 2nd, falls halfway between winter solstice and the spring equinox. For those in the northern hemispheres, nature is starting to reawaken from the rest of winter, And the early pagan religions called this day embolic, meaning in the belly, referring to sheep that are pregnant but not yet ready to give birth, as they will in the spring. The ancient Celts saw embolic as a time to pause and reconnect with oneself, desires and dreams, and how one can transform just as nature transforms. We in the US like to also call this day Groundhog Day and enjoy the ritual of pulling out a groundhog out of its burrow and to predict when spring will come. We started this tradition through German settlers who brought the Catholic tradition of Candlemas to America in the 1700s. On Candlemas, the clergy would bless and distribute candles to represent how long and cold the winter would be. Then, German settlers in Pennsylvania started the U.S. Groundhog Day on February 2nd, 1887. However, I don't know how many of you realize that originally it wasn't a groundhog that our European ancestors used, but other animals such as hedgehogs. Hedgehogs and embolic became connected through an old Roman ritual of Lupercalia, which took place on February 15th in the old Roman calendar. The point being to predict the weather. You may recall the Oregon Zoo used to use a hedgehog instead of the more famous Phil, the groundhog, to predict our Northwest spring when it would come. So they were actually being more authentic to the original source. Just saying. Our own Unitarian roots talk about transforming our lives through Romanian Francis David's work and focus on individuals being able to have their own relation with God, a practice that continues today through our support of each person's right to seek their own truth and meaning freely. And Louis Fisher, a Universalist theologian, put it like this: Universalists often are asked to tell where they stand. The only true answer to give to this question is that we do not stand at all. We move. We do not stand still, nor do we defend any immovable positions. We grow, as all living things forever must do. The book, Elegance of a Hedgehog, by Muriel Barbery, tells the story of a young girl of financial means who is questioning the futility of life and the concierge of her apartment building, who has more inner depth than first perceived by the work she does. Both women are hiding their soft, furry belly of their inner dreams and passions through keeping their prickly outer protective coat on while interacting with a world of cultural and societal expectations, much like the proverbial hedgehog. By chance, they both find connection through a mutual Japanese acquaintance who helps them recognize the beauty and value in their hidden inner lives and helps them transform qualities of their lives that they already have within themselves. The vehicle through which this occurs is art. Art, in its various forms and experiences, transforms both the artist and the audience to another level of experience, potentially providing a clearer realization of how life can be, both the ecstasy and the profound sense of doom. In the book, there's a statement that art is life, just playing to different rhythms. Is not life art? The need to create and to be absorbed by something outside of ourselves can bring about a transformative experience, a moment of awe and clarity of understanding, even if it is a fleeting moment. The other day, here at UUCS, there was a musical performance of a string quartet sponsored by Camerata, and during the program, they played a piece by Brahms. As they played, you could sense the room of people swell with the combined energy of the live music being played and the listening audience. At the end, there was a pause before response. We were transformed in that moment. How could that not but help us in our week ahead? As some of you know, I like to put color on paper at times, and you all have been very gracious in accepting when Doc puts it up on the slide for the welcoming slide. I also have to say it's nice to see more and more of you sending in your artwork as well. And it's so great to see the different expressions of our world on the slides. And maybe that is why I do it. There is an innate desire to express something about the world around me, and I get such satisfaction by doing it via painting. What is really wonderful is when I can get inside the painting. I am transfixed with the spreading of color and design, and what is on the canvas becomes more alive than what is in the tangible world. I have been transformed by the experience, whether or not the end product is ever seen by anyone. It seems at times when you look at what humans have accomplished since we have been writing down history, that we are capable of great creativity and great destruction. What confuses me is, why focus on destruction when there is such great creative ability that helps and improves everything, as well as giving one sense of peace and accomplishment? That might sound a little too Pollyanna in this time. How can you be inspired when there's so much negativity going on in the world that needs to be stopped? So much right now that needs to be resisted. True, can't deny that. And then I come across a quote by Mary Oliver. Instructions for living a life. Pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. That seems like pretty good advice. We have often quoted Rebecca Ann Parker's poem, Choose to Bless the World, here at UUCS. The idea that we each have gifts that can help to either bless or curse those around us, and why not choose to bless? Donna Ashworth says it in Your Gift. Each of us is born with something special, a gift that's only given just to us, a talent or a quirk or a way of seeing life, a knack for finding light amidst the dust. It's your special little gift that's going to take you to places that you've only dreamed of in your head. It will open doors and bring in souls who marvel at your skills. It will harvest joy and chase away the dread. But there's something that you must be quite aware of when it comes to knowing just what is your gift. Peoples have searched their lives in vain, their whole life through. A thankless chase like that can only cause a rift. Your gift, you see, is not always just a grand one. It's not always being the fastest or saving lives. It's not always the singing voice, the dancing feet, or more. It can sometimes be a simple quirk of life. Your gift can be a constant splash of color, a way of showing light through cloudy days. Your gift could be the way you make others feel at peace or bring calm to someone's messy day. Your gift could be the ears that always listen when someone is in need of being seen. Your gift could be the way you view the world as something small, as if we are all just one big team. Your gift could be the passions that you share with others who are not that way inclined. Spreading art and spreading music all across your world is something that can change a lot of minds. So take a minute now to look within you and see what little gift you've stored away. Let it out. Show it love and bring it to the front. Your gift will stay with you now, all the way. I can imagine that there may even be more than one gift inside each of us. Gifts we may not even be aware of until one day something happens and we find ourselves in the position to receive this new gift inside us. And we feel transformed by a new vision on life. How does one keep the faith and nurture the transformative power within, especially now when the world seems literally and figuratively on fire? Recently, I rewatched the film Inside Out 2. If you aren't familiar with Inside Out and the second film made by Pixar, they are incredibly well done descriptions of how we as humans develop emotionally. Inside Out 2 starts with the main character, Riley, hitting puberty, and with it comes more complex emotions. One of them, which I found very annoying the first time I saw it, is anxiety. Anxiety looks like one of those troll dolls on steroids, flimsy hair flying about and this huge grin on its mouth. Or is it a grimace? Anyway, anxiety hijacks Riley's behavior, controlling everything. Though, at first, may seem appropriate and helpful with planning and thinking of potential outcomes, quickly gets into overload and out of control to the point that Riley can't function, and it is up to the other emotions to finally get anxiety to stop. Anxiety means well and wants Riley to do well, just like all the other emotions do. However, anxiety also needs to learn the lesson that they can't control Riley all the time, and that Riley needs to be able to take risks in her life in order to continue developing and transforming into the unique individual she will become. The second time I saw the film, I really liked anxiety. They had created a visual image of that emotion that fit the intense frenzy that could lead to paralysis in functioning perfectly. And it's not like anxiety can't help us sometimes, but please, moderation, okay? How can we keep our anxiety in moderation when it seems like hourly there's a new headline of something going on in the world? Well, maybe together, in this supportive community, we can help each other and figure that out. We can meditate, we can talk, we can listen, play music, we can create beautiful paintings and landscapes. We can help each other and remind us that we are not alone. Here's a thought by Julia Fehrenbacher called The Mighty Sage. It is not possible to keep it all, some will be lost along the way. The road will appear, then disappear 1,000 tired times. Finally, and right on time, you will remember you were never meant for the beaten path. You will tug at countless doors, some will wing smilingly open, others will seal themselves safely shut. And then, with delicious delight, you will remember there is no door to the open sky, and what beats inside of you can never be lost. When days get dark, remember the sun still pours her light. Remember you have never needed to force the ground to hold you. Remember songbirds do not need to be taught to sing. My darling, my love, my holy holder of light, look at yourself and remember, there is a mighty sage inside you who has always whispered the way, who has tossed you a sky full of stars. Go now, scatter them everywhere. Oh, to have a sky full of stars. What a freeing, transforming experience that could be. I come back to develop good habits early in life, because the older one gets, the more like oneself one becomes. What do I notice in myself that I want to foster? What issues keep coming up for me that question, why is that coming up again? Why am I reacting that way again? Jimmy Carter is quoted as saying essentially, become yourself. The biggest question for a person to answer in their life is, who will I become? In looking for the author of my earlier quote, I actually didn't find it under Jung. I did find this from him, though. The idea that as we travel on our journey of life, we discover an ever-deepening self-awareness that may be an essential part of a meaningful life. Maybe that is our true transformation within ourselves, then can affect the entire world around us. One of the benefits of meditation that often comes up is the idea of beginner's mind, being open and curious about things going on around you, and asking yourself whether or not it will help you become yourself. In order to do this, we need to sometimes do what my mom would do every morning with our hedgehog spindle. She would pick him up with gloves on to protect her hands from his prickly protective ball he had become overnight, and she would start stroking him, saying, "You are a hedgehog, and you like people." Slowly, he would relax out of his ball and start sniffing around, seeing what the day had to offer. Can we allow our prickly ball to relax a little? Remember, too, that we like people and have a beginner's mind to do what the world has to offer that might help transform us into who we were meant to be.
We support UUCS through our pledges, time, and connections with one another. We support the Salem community through donations to the Marion Polk Food Share, and for the month of February, the Marion Polk Food Share. Marion Polk Food Share's mission is to bring people together to end hunger and its root causes. They distribute food, nutritious food for individuals and families to more than 100 local partners, including food pantries and meal sites, and deliver meals on wheels to homebound seniors and adults with disabilities. They operate an urban farm and support a network of community gardens that connect people and their food, and mobilize community members to address systemic issues that lead to hunger. Thousands of local volunteers, advocates, and donors bring the mission to life every day. For those of you in person, you may donate for the Marion Polk Food Share in the Little Red Wagon. Monetary gifts for the Share the Plate recipient may be placed in the offertory bags that will be passed. You may go to the website to donate or click the QR code at the bottom of your order of service. Thank you for maintaining the community of UUCS and for helping the wider community of Salem.
I'm going to be playing two shorter pieces of two African-American spirituals. Going to be playing two African-American spirituals, Just a Closer Walk with Thee, Through this world of toil and snares, if it falters, who cares? Who with me my burden shares? And Peace Like a River. I've got peace like a river. I've got love like an ocean. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul.
I always forget the news and so forth is first. Isn't it wonderful to have Ted Corey and his wife back here? Let's give him a big hand. Yay! You've been missed, Ted. Glad to have you back. All right, and also, I suppose we should thank Stephanie. Should we thank Stephanie? Absolutely. Yes. All righty, next Sunday, Reverend Monica will be back. Her sermon title is Enough Luck. In case the other thing that happens in February is that a pledge drive starts. Yay! An exciting time for us, as always. So she's going to talk about how the importance of our stewardship season and making annual pledges as we consider the wisdom of Abigail Adams. Were you aware that Abigail Adams, if I can say her name, was a Unitarian? She was, and she influenced her husband, John Adams, and her son, John Quincy Adams, as much as she could in many different areas. So it'll be interesting to hear. Then in news of the community, I was looking at the calendar yesterday for some reason. Oh, that's right, I can't remember now. And I was amazed at the number of things listed on the calendar to do, besides board meetings, apparently. So it's good to know. So you might check out the calendar. Also, look at the website. Look at be sure you're on you get the emails on Friday, the newsletter. A couple of things I wanted to point out besides Jolly Diners happening this past week. Game night also happened. The second game night, fabulous. There were 17 people there. Yay! Apparently 4 focused games. And what's happening again and you said something for February. What was February? Big Game Energy. So we will have to see what that is. So that's the last Friday of the month, 6:30. Show up, have fun. The other thing that's happening today, again for the second time, if you're interested, is the Humanist group is meeting in the Blue Room. That's the one further down the hall. At around noon to talk, and Bob Muir is facilitating that. So if you have any questions, be sure and check him out. And I think that is it. Okay, now it's time for Brenna to come up.
We take the light from our chalice, lighting the social justice lantern. It is a symbolic reminder of the light and justice that we carry out into the world. As we extinguish our chalices, let us hear these words by Elizabeth Selly Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of the community, or the fire of commitment. Those we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Our closing hymn is in the Little Teal Book, number 1008. Would you please rise in body or spirit, and let's sing together, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. Number 1008. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell a story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, then we hear our voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in the holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our heart stirs within, and we feel the power of each other's faith, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love, amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
Please join hands with your friends and family members if you're comfortable, and repeat after me. May faith in the Spirit of life, hope for the community of earth, and love for the sacred in one another be ours now and in all the days to come. Blessed be.